Good morning, everyone. Welcome to University of Riverside School of Extended Education. We're presenting our Global Conferences USA webinar series, and today we're on the topic of social media marketing trends 2021 and beyond. Our speaker today is going to be Dr. Nidhi Shah, faculty at UCR Anderson School of Business. Just a little biography here on our speaker. Dr. Nidhi Shah, she is faculty at UCR, which is University of Riverside, and also at La Sierra Zapara School of Business, which is also in Riverside. In the last 6 years, she has taught 26 business management courses in educational institutions, 3 of them in the US. She recently developed courses for new custom programs in risk management, business structuring and restructuring, ethics, legal issues, corporate social responsibility, fundamentals of marketing and branding, social media strategy for online micro MBA program. The one last year, she earned 6 certificates from Coursera and Ribbon Project certification for doing Genwell project in February 2021. The Zapara School of Business external program on LinkedIn published Employee Engagement in COVID, Best Practices, February 2001, and Positive Impact of COVID-19 Pandemic on Strategic Human Resource Management in December 2020 on LinkedIn. And she aims to create new horizons of growth in the professional workplace by using core values, conscious, creative, commitment, compassion, and connection with diverse stakeholders. And with further ado, we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring on Dr. Shah. Dr. Shah, you can go ahead and introduce yourself if you'd like.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Nidhi Shah.
Unmute. Never mind. Go ahead.
Marketing trends.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, social media marketing trends 2021 and beyond. And I'll go over the presentation, and then it'll be followed by a video. And then we'll have the question answer session. And mainly for this presentation, I've taken sources from Hotshot Corporation and other online sources. So I'll make it more engaging and interactive as we go along.
Please give me a second so I can lower the music in the background, okay?
Okay, sure.
Just a second, please.
Yes.
Okay, so we can continue. That would be great.
Okay, so do you want me to start with the slide 1 or with slide 2?
Oh, you may go ahead and I'll go ahead into the next slide if you're ready.
Okay, so basically today I'm going to speak on social media marketing trends 2021 and beyond. And this presentation, all of you could use, whether you're professionals, students in business, working in corporations, small, medium, large. Next. So as you see from the graph, it's very clear that the global social media trends users have increased from 2010 to 2021. We are just, just 2.5 months. If you see here in 2021, it has reached 3.02 billion, started off with 0.97 in 2010. And as you know, 2021 is still not over. So, in terms of billions, it's going to go up. Next. So today we are going to focus on 4 foundation pillars of social media marketing plan, which are creating a social media platform, incorporating different types of content, executing daily methods of operation, and developing a call to action and list building. And if you follow these guidelines, I can assure you that the companies, the businesses, professionals, students, everyone can engage and get more clientele and get more revenue and get, make themselves more visible and present in the media. Next slide, please. So as you see, I mean, you're already familiar with the different types of platforms. So Facebook is mainly for building social connections. That could be personal or, professional, and building relationships. LinkedIn is for career and job search. There is another new one which has come about. I recently got to know, which I've not put in here, but I'm going to tell you verbally. It's called the niche platforms. And these allow brands to be better connected with higher targeted audience. And it also helps at better conversion rates. So those are known as niche platforms. And of course, everyone is familiar with YouTube platforms, which is for sharing relevant videos. And this is a big thing moving on in 2020 and 21 and beyond, because the biggest way of promoting content is using YouTube platform. When you use it, more and more people would be seeing it rather than reading about your company. But the video should be short, say around a minute or two. Twitter platforms are used for creating brand awareness. Instagram platforms are used for storytelling and visual making. We'll be seeing this in the video which will follow. And Pinterest platforms are used for hands-on experience. People in the interior decoration are using it. And it's a good platform, for females. It's female-dominated platform. Next slide, please. So here, the importance of the content. So content, you see, it's self-explanatory. You can use video, which I recommend everyone to use it and work on it. Audio, do publications, do social media campaigns wherever possible. Now, because of the pandemic, you can do virtual campaigns, and you'll see a large number of companies are participating in virtual campaigns. And then you can organize events. Right now, you can even do them online. Online events is great. You can do blogs. You could do graphs. You can use data analytics. That's another way of showing the importance of content. Next slide. So social media cycle, how do you position yourself in a market? So each company, each organization and business needs to define their strategy. What's their long-term goal? And how are they going to position it? How are they going to create the content and optimize the content? Build an awareness, distribute the content, develop relationships, and very important, how do you integrate it across the entire organization? And in the end, you need to measure the results. In results, if some things are not working, you need to go back to the planning stage and work in a team and see why things are not working, and find out a better strategy of doing things. So in Japanese manufacturing companies, they follow the cycle of PDCA. That means plan, action, check, and do. So if you think the results are not coming, you need to go back to the planning stage, rework it before even moving on and passing that message to your clientele or your customer. Next slide. So ways of promoting your content. So it has been seen recently, and which will be followed in the video, storytelling, narrative telling is the most powerful tool right now in social media platforms. Instagram is using it in a big way. YouTube have also started using it. And so I think all platforms need to use story posting, because this is what creates and engages the audience. Some people in different platforms are using sharing about lifestyle. So, how they promote their lifestyle. Some people, they like to use quotation that kind of engages the audience who's looking at different platforms. Another cool way is entertainment. You say something and, make people inquisitive in learning. You can share something and ask questions on the media, so that engages the audience. And of course, the engagement post. You do activities on different platforms which would engage the people who are active in your platforms or who are your regular clients. Then you can have social and result posts. You can see, you can get feedback from your customers, put testimonials, and also more than anything else, you can have a platform live experience, because a real live experience is a real experience, and it creates a significant impact on whosoever is on the platform, whosoever is your customer segment, whosoever you're trying to target. Next. So here you see the content marketing, whatever form of content, whether it's in form of writing or video or audio, it has an impact on sales. And as we all know, when we get coupons, digital coupons, we love using it because, you know, that's like that we save our money. So as you see from this side, it's like 51% impact on the sales. So if each organization, if we can do even, you know, like webinars, or, do some free stuff, share some free knowledge, do some free programs, it definitely creates an impact, because it's not only the people who are watching it, but, you know, they're going to share that information with their network and other friends. Product information also has an impact on the sales, which is 43%. And then current trends like 31%, so on and so forth. Next. So when you're working on daily method operation, these are the things you need to keep in mind, and this needs to be done daily. We have a weekly theme and an initiative. So with your team members, you have to decide what's the weekly theme and initiative. You have to create a daily task list of social media, which platforms you're going to use, and which would be the effective strategies. What varieties of content will you use? Are you going to use video? Are you going to use audio? Are you going to use blog? Are you going to use publication? And what day do you want to go live? And, you know, you could do a live event and invite everyone. How many posts per week would you like to do? What is your plan of action for the people who respond? And similarly, next slide, please. So as you see, the content is a great way for creating interested prospects. That means if you want to create new clientele, this is an excellent media to promote it. A call for action is, you know, you could have them in two categories. People you think might join, so suspects from the prospects. Prospects are the people who are likely to join because they are visiting your website or your platform more frequently, sharing information that makes you feel free. You know, you can call them and email them. So sometimes you could do a live event and share more information about your organization and make it available. The most effective call of action is having a lead magnet. People love free stuff like a free webinar on how to work productively in pandemics. A lot of organizations have done programs on mental health and resilience. Next. So email marketing prospects, there are different methodologies. This is another important tool in marketing, which people are using in social media, building a list of interested prospects. So, you know, the people who are interested, you can do a survey and find out what they want and what they're looking for, building a list on your own and with your team members, reaching an already engaged audience, people who are already engaged in your company and who like using your platform, delivering the targeted message, make it easy to share, easy to measure, and so that your company can drive revenue at the end of the day. Next, please. So in Hotshot Corporation, these are the tools which they're doing. So this is applicable. This is one of their best practices, which I'm sharing with you. Learning everything you can about your audience, choosing which networks you would like to use and which ones you would not like to use, because you cannot be everywhere. It's kind of hard to manage. So for example, Instagram demographics, 1 billion users, 500 million of them are active every day. And this is pretty recent data. This I just collected 15 days back. Facebook, the demographics is 1.4 billion daily users, and around 13 billion are monthly ones, 2.13 billion. Twitter demographics, 320 millions. They're active monthly users, whereas 45% of new users have college degrees. It's a big political platform. Know your audience and who uses it and what social network in order to better sell your brand. So in order to better sell your brand, you need to work on it every day as if you're doing value addition of your product. Next slide. So these are some of the goals which any business and organization can set. And this is just a strategy basically on how to market yourself better using social media platforms. So we have business objectives. They need to be clear, not just to the marketing department, but all the people working in the organization that will drive leads and sales. We need to have social media goals, the conversions. These metrics demonstrate the effectiveness of your social media engagement. Then we need to have metrics and website clicks, emails and signups. We need to conduct an audit on a regular basis, basically, and we need to keep an eye and listen to what's happening to our brands. So social listening is equally very important. We need to monitor conversations and establish a social media voice and tone. Next. So we need to follow this 1/3 rule, and this really works well. I had shared it recently with the Genwell Corporation, and they did get more profits basically. So how it goes is like this: 1/3 share posts to promote business, convert readers, and generates profit. 1/3 of it, you can post your ideas to your influencers in your industries or like-minded businesses. 1/3, you can share posts of personal stories and build your brand. And you can also share your content to your followers. And in the end, you know your industry, so you can collaborate with others where you are positioning within the industry. So this formula of promotion and posting ideas and personal stories and sharing content with followers, if you do all of them, it will bring you, people will be more engaged in your platforms, and it will bring more revenue and more profit. Next, please. So here are the trends. So the number one thing is responding to all the comments and comments of the people, the questions people have on as promptly as you can. So normally it was considered 1 day is a good timeline, but now they are using in social media, the trend is real-time marketing, where they say that you should respond to your clients or people who are using your website or your platforms within seconds or within minutes. So that's known as a real-time marketing, because the faster you respond, you have a competitive advantage over other firms. Also, you do not need to repost the same message across networks. This is a common mistake many companies are doing. So you need to post different messages, right? So if you're doing it on Facebook, it needs to be a different message. If it's on Instagram, different, so because your audience, your target audience is different, your people seeing it is different, then you have to use your data and determine how often you're going to post it. Use the right tools in social media marketing. Don't overdo it and don't underdo it. Just do it appropriately. So it's like, if you're posting content, if you're posting very long content, then people may not be interested. If you're posting very long videos, again, that leads to disengagement because people don't want to watch a video which is 45 minutes. Then you measure the results and adjust your strategy as needed. For businesses that win on social media are the companies that use stories, as mentioned, and 22% find it very effective. Also, 35% find it somewhat effective. So overall, it's a good tool. Next slide. So here, if you see the social media analytics, all professional corporations need to plan, listen, understand, engage, and monitor. but the way you do it is entirely up to your organization, your company, your business, and you as an individual. So in planning, basically, what they say is you could have a 4C framework where you focus on content, collaboration, community, and the most important is collective intelligence, where you use the intelligence of all the employees who are working in your organization. Second, listening. Just like communication is important, listening is far more important. And when we listen, we get the feedback on what tools, what things are working, what things are not working. We can also use machine content analysis and human content analytics to make it more effective. Understanding different analysis, multiple tools on dashboard, and see which practices we can benchmark, which are the best standards we can use in our industry. Fourth, we can identify a social media tool which is best suited for your company. Then monitor. We need to monitor and see on a regular basis what's working and what's not working. Things which are not working, we need to leave them aside and focus on things which are working and see how we can strengthen and consolidate that. Next slide. So here are the social media trends. What are the advantages? Number one, it's productivity. Your productivity definitely goes up. Your metrics goes up. And basically, even your key performance indicators goes up. Your output becomes far higher than your input. Another tool is that it's related to technology. It also helps in rebuilding trust. 60% of people say that there's no longer trust in social media companies. They don't feel very comfortable using social media platforms. 74% of viewers say there's a strong connection by watching a video and then purchasing the item. So anything you want to market, I think the tool is, use the story, use the video, and you see that people will buy your product, service, and brand. Customer demands a better social experience. So the customers who are loyal in your company, who are, customer loyalty, you can get testimonials, video testimonials from them. They can advocate about your company and talk about your company. And that definitely promotes the sales and, promotes your name as a company. Next. So these are some of the things I learned from, last year when the pandemic just started. So ongoing learning, I wasn't very comfortable, with Canvas, but I learned it just by practicing it. And, with my teammates, they helped me learn from one another. And also, because we could not go out in the pandemic, so I did certifications online and I updated my knowledge and became more relevant, because I think that's something we all need to work on, how we can upgrade our knowledge, get certification in whatever area of, whatever area you have the expertise in. Publications definitely helps. Self-published articles on LinkedIn. Application of course outcomes. So UCR has collaborated with Ripen platform, and how it works is whatever are the learning outcomes of the course. For example, I taught effective performance management. You kind of align that with the company goals, and the students do a project which might take 5 weeks or 8 weeks or 6 weeks, depending on the nature of the project. But it brings a very good learning platform. It gives students a real life experience on Ripen platform. And last, the micro MBA content. This is an online MBA course. So anyone, suppose sitting in Argentina or China, wants to do an MBA course, an accelerated one or a self-paced one, they can do this course. It'll be offered throughout the year. So the first program just launched on 15th of March this year. Next, please. So here, basically building professional connections. So these are some of my personal tools, but you could use it also in your industry. So what you need to do is, as every industry, you need to now create a professional portfolio. What your organization has done, what are the success stories, what are the testimonials. Make a portfolio, make a digital portfolio and put it on the platforms. Not many companies do that. I'm just suggesting that. It's just an original idea. You could all do that. and it doesn't require money. You could just, all you have to do is use the collective intelligence and brain power. Design a business model canvas for your company. There are 9 components. You can look at the business model canvas, Tesla or Starbucks. And if you do that, you can promote your business. You can enhance your brand image on LinkedIn and Facebook. Try to do some value addition every day and design a customer business management program for your company, or whatever program you want to design, a sales program or a digital program. And also, you can develop, new educational and training opportunities, for your employees and, on a regular basis. So this is the end of my presentation, and which is going to be followed with a video marketing trends to dominate social media marketing. You can start it, please.
Social media is the one that changes the most every year, and it changes so drastically. And look, if you're gonna follow advice from 1 or 2 years ago, it's not really gonna work in the future. Hey everyone, I'm Neil Patel, and today I'm gonna break down 7 marketing trends that'll help you dominate social media in 2020. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel. That way, when I release more content like this, you'll get notified. And if you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. So what's the first big change? It's stories are gonna continually grow. Whether it's Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, or WhatsApp, everyone loves stories. It's funny, my friends always make fun of me because when they release stories, I always send them the default 100 or confetti or congratulations on Instagram. And I always click it just to show them that I'm paying attention and I'm supporting whatever they're doing. Short, quick attention spans. That's all we have. Did you know the average human has a shorter attention span than a goldfish? I kid you not, a goldfish. Hence, stories work really well because that way you can interact and engage with people super fast. According to Hootsuite, 64% of marketers either have already incorporated Instagram stories into their strategies or plan to. So you need to really get into stories. Even YouTube has recently added stories to this platform, and it's going to be something that's the default on all social platforms that come about. Even the new ones that emerge that haven't launched yet, everyone's going to be into stories. So make sure that you're leveraging them, and you can use the same story for all the platforms out there. It'll just be more efficient for you. The second trend, niche platforms are going to take off. Look, Facebook's big, Instagram's big. They've dominated a lot of the social channels in the last few years. But platforms like TikTok are taking off at record rates for youth communities. Business platforms like LinkedIn do really well for the B2B category or the business world. There's all these niche platforms that are coming about. Some of them are old, some of them you've heard about, but more people are really going into these niche communities, just like Pinterest is really good for interior decoration and really good if you're targeting the female demographics. So you need to look at these niche networks and not just push them out and be like, oh, no one's on Pinterest, it's not that popular. It's still a multi-billion-dollar publicly traded company. If you're not paying attention to these niche channels, you're not gonna do well. And here's the thing, if you already create content for one of them, you can repurpose that content and put it out everywhere, right? Just look at all the channels that are out there. For example, there's Twitch. That's a gaming social network. It's super popular. It's now $1 billion+ company that's owned by Amazon. Over 560 billion minutes of Twitch were watched in 2008. I don't have the stats for 2019 or 2020, but that just shows how popular Twitch is because it's even grown to be more popular since then. That just shows you that these niche social networks are becoming more and more popular. The third trend, there's a new push for social commerce. See, at my ad agency, we get a lot of people talking to us being like, I'm doing e-commerce, we're doing really well on Facebook ads and Instagram ads. We want to now get into Google AdWords. This is the opposite. Years ago, it used to be people like, I started with Google AdWords, now I want to figure out Facebook. People are now starting with Facebook and social ads because social commerce is so big when it comes to Instagram. There's all these companies built off of Instagram and social media. You know Kylie Jenner? She ended up selling 50% of her company for over $600 million. Why? Because she leveraged her social media platform to sell her beauty line. That's how powerful these social sites are when it comes to selling commerce online. So for that reason, you need to push hard, especially if you're in the e-commerce world, on social media and have these influencers talk about your product. That's the power of a brand. Just look at the Kardashians. The fourth trend, augmented reality is going to be more prevalent. I was watching CNBC the other day. Technically, I watch CNBC almost every single day. And there was someone from Sequoia Capital. And I believe his name is pronounced Roloff. And Roloff was talking about how he's really big and wants to invest in an augmented reality or virtual reality company. Now, this stuff hasn't taken off yet, but you see Snapchat really pushing hard on this. Facebook's pushing hard on this. And although it's not fully there, it's going to become more and more popular in the future. Look, 76% of Americans shop online, and this trend is going to continually grow. We're used to going to physical stores and malls. We also do it as a way to interact with our friends. But just imagine, in the future, what's going to happen is we're going to all put on these virtual reality devices, and we're all going to be with our friends and seeing them, and we're going to shop in a fake version of Louis Vuitton that's virtual reality, and we're going to be able to interact with each other just like we were if we were in a mall with each other and all of our friends. That is going to happen, believe it or not, in the next few years. The fifth big trend is a rise of regulatory control. Look, data privacy is all-time high, and these social networks have so much data on people, it's getting scary. So much so that governments are stepping in. You're seeing big fines in the billions of dollars, not millions, I'm talking about billions with the B. It's already becoming really hard to get in front of the right audience because of these government regulations being like, hey, you can't only show certain people these kind of real estate ads or these apartment ads. You can't discriminate. Look, there's so much privacy information that we're all concerned about. You bet the government's going to step in. So you need to be more careful with the data that you're pushing out, what you're collecting on people, because the last thing you want to do is breach any of these rules. And it's not just on a country by country basis. Now in certain regions like the United States, each state has their own rules when it comes to privacy. The sixth trend, technology adoption will take off. Facebook has recently made huge steps with their platform Horizon, which is essentially a virtual reality world where you can explore and create an AR community. They've also released their own version of Alexa called Facebook Portal, where you can watch videos and audio calls with friends, view photo albums, display birthday reminders, and all this kind of stuff, and weather information so you can interact with other people and take that networking off from just, hey, on Facebook.com into your day-to-day life. We're now in a world where video is everything. Video is going to become more popular than text-based stuff. Everyone's going to want video-based content because they have these mobile devices and they have these broadband networks that are coming into place where videos just happen so fast, it's just going to become the norm. And that gets me into the seventh trend. Video content will dominate any other form of content. If you have text-based content you've already found on Facebook, it doesn't do as well as video-based. Not just Facebook, all the other networks from like LinkedIn to TikTok, to them wanting live video, this is all going to take off. So if you're not focusing on creating video content more than text-based content or audio-based content, you're going to lose. Video is everything. According by Cisco, by 2020, 82% of all online content will be video. If you're not in video, it's now the time. Big brands are doing it. You need to do it. You have the edge. This is the time. Do it before your competition. If you need help with social media, check out my ad agency, Neil Patel Digital. If you have any questions, leave a comment below and I'll help you out. If you enjoyed the video, like it, share it, tell other people about it. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, next.
How would you like to see 5 real-life examples of people making over $1 million a year?
Yeah. So thank you for your participation. Any questions I can answer, I would love to answer them right now.
Thank you so much for the presentation. It was quite informative about social media and just kind of I can relate because they're posting things for University of Riverside. So a lot of great pointers that I can actually implement, which is awesome. Are there any questions out there or comments that you'd like to share right now with Dr. Shah? Looks like there isn't, so we really appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much. And we will end this webinar by saying thank you for attending, and we'll hopefully see you at our next one, which is coming up on April 21st at 11 a.m. And it's going to be two doctors talking about mental health during pandemic. So how to keep that up and things like that to make you more positive during it and providing some input into that. We thank you once again, and we hope you have a great day.